Welcome to the Building a Great Team module. I'm aware that millennials are very much a great team players and they love to work in teams. I've seen them working on teams, but I promise you that you will learn something new in this session which will enhance your team building skills. And how do you work in a team? Promise you that. Okay? So the word team is actually an acronym which says together everyone achieves more. So I always believed in life that 10 heads are always better than one head. If we can work cohesively as a team, as one single unit, then a team is a much better unit than an individual. I'm sure you'll agree on that, right? So I'm going to show you now a clip. I want you to observe, make your observations as to in context of team building. What did you observe? How did the people in the clippings act, behaved in context of team building? Okay, what was the leader's role? And once you complete seeing the clip, you can see the clip as many times as you want to make your observations. Before you go into the next stage of the session, I wanted to make your comments. I wanted to write your comments in the comment section. Will you promise that? Great. So once you see that, pause the video, go to the comment section, write down what your observations were. Okay, let's look at the clip. So let us now look at what Bruce Tuckman did in the year 1965, and he created a model for team development. There are 4 stages of uh, how the team gets built up, and the 4 stages are forming, storming, norming, and performing. Okay. Before that, I want you to yes, I also want you to make an observation there is at one point in that clip that this team is really formed. Can you identify that particular point at which the team is really becomes a team? It becomes a cohesive team. I want you, there is one point in that clip. Okay, so write your observations in the comment section. So we've completed the norming, forming. So it starts with the formation, then goes into the storming stage, then goes into the norming stage, then finally it starts performing before it goes into the 5th stage, which he added much later, which may be called the disintegrating stage or the adjourning stage of the team. Okay, let's look at each one of them, how each stage is depicted in that. We'll connect it to the clipping. Okay, the first stage is the formation stage. People don't know each other, they are new to each other, they have come together and they are now wanting to form a team. So there is high dependency on the leader. Little agreement in between them. Individual roles and responsibilities not at all clear because the common goal has not been set up yet by the leader. Processes are ignored, just the way that lady comes late for the selection. In fact, there are a lot of questions and the members test the system and the leader. At this stage, the leader has to be in the telling mode. He has to tell people what they want. And that's why it's the formation stage. You can clearly see this formation stage in the clipping. Then comes the storming stage of the team. This is little vibrant, angry kind of a stage each team will go through. Here the decisions won't come easily. Now people have started getting together, they started understanding each other, yet there is no agreement, little agreement. Members vie for their positions. There are people who want to be the leader, they want to have a position in the team. There are some strong people in the team. It's the relationship building stage. People are now trying to form relationships. Clarity increases, however, still unclarity persists. The trust is not very high at this stage. Cliche and factions are formed. It's the power struggle stage of the team. There is a lot of power struggle. There are small groups that are there, and they keep on fighting against each other to have that strong position that I am the boss. I am the boss kind of a feeling. There is a need to focus on common goals, and that's what the leader understands. The leader here is in the selling mode. Now he wants to bring the team together by selling his idea, selling his common goal to the team. So this is the storming stage. This is a very critical stage, and if the conflicts here are not managed properly, then the team doesn't really perform very well. So I asked you that at what stage did the team really become? There was the storming stage. Of course, I didn't show everything in the clip, but if you really look at the entire picture, how the storming stage happened, and then people start vying for positions. Here in this particular clip, first of all, did you identify where the team was formed? The team was formed when the other person, there was one girl who was, kind of tried to, the boys tried to make molest her in some way. Okay. Now the team is formed when each one of them get that they were molested, and that's when that Punjabi lady, that girl, that fat girl, she stands up and she bashes that guy. That Punjabi girl was not molested, the other girl was molested. But now that's the starting stage of the team formation. Yet there is one girl in that entire team who still remains seated when all other girls were fighting. When she kicks that guy, that's really the time when the team was formed. I'm sure now you're getting the whole formation, storming, norm. Let's go to the norming stage now. Norming stage is where the team is more in consensus, agreements are largely formed, there is reduced dependency on the leader. Roles and responsibilities are very well clear and accepted by each one of them. Bigger decisions by agreement, smaller decisions by delegation. Smaller decisions, the leader doesn't have to worry about that. Now larger decisions, let's say it's an India-Pakistan match and cricket team, and the bigger decisions, who should play, what should be the strategy, they will get together in the morning, discuss, agree, and the bigger decisions are made that way in the team. Okay, but the smaller things, teeny-weeny things, by delegation, it just happens. The team engages in social activity. Now this is a little more than just the team relationship formation stage. Now the relationships have been formed, probably the extended families also come together, meet. So it's a much more advanced stage of relationship building. Each team also has a way of functioning. The processes are defined. The leader here is in the participating mode simply because if he has to influence people, he has to show, he has to be in the participating mode. He has to show that he also has done it, and that's why he's in the participating mode. Okay, and finally, the leader, the team goes into the performing stage. Here the team strategically aware, everyone is aware of the whys and the whats. The vision is shared, the goal is common, no interference from the leader. In the clipping you saw the leader sitting and eating the burger, calm and not really interfering with the team. High degree of autonomy, people know exactly what to do, so they are not dependent on the leader. The team requires delegated tasks and projects. Personal interpersonal development has taken place, and here the leader is in the delegation mode. This is where we are focusing on. Now, most of the teams don't reach this particular stage. Any idea why? If you have understood the whole team formation process, and if you understand why many teams don't reach the performing stage, I want you to comment in the comment section as to why do you think they don't perform. Okay, I'm going to read your comments. So I'll give you the reason now why people don't reach the performance stage. Now I'm asking you that typically we are not in we don't have a choice. Not many times we get this choice to choose our team members. Typically we are thrown into a team and we have to work with the existing team members. But here I am asking you that you have been given a choice to choose your team members, and if you have to identify 4 attributes or qualities of a great team member, what would these 4 qualities be? Please pause the video and type your answers in the comment section below. What do you think are the 4 qualities that you think that you need as a great team member? I'm sure you have typed your 4 qualities. Here are the 4 qualities. Okay, I call it the 4 C's. First of all, the team member must be competent. Obviously, if the person is not competent, then why have him in the team? So first quality is that he must be competent. And if you really look at, there are many people who are competent. Individuals, a lot of people are competent. There will be a micro fraction of people who are not really competent. So I'm not talking of them, but you understand that everyone is competent in some way or the other, right? Second is that person must be committed. Committed is a powerful word. That means even if this person makes a mistake, he stands up and goes for it again and again and again, and he is willing to work for the common interest of the team, right? A person who is committed will deal with his failures and go for it again. So he needs to be competent, he needs to be committed. Then he needs to be contributory. You want people to contribute. That you don't want just people not contributing in the team. So that person must be willing to contribute into other people's life. So third is contributing. And the fourth one is collaborative. Now you will find that you will have people who are competent, they are committed, they are even contributing. But if they are not collaborative, then the team doesn't get formed. Now here there is a misconception of the word collaboration. Collaboration does not mean coming together and working. Okay? Collaboration has a deeper meaning. It means that there are going to be conflicts when two people come together. There is going to be a difference of opinion and there is going to be conflict. So let us say that there are 2 members, like that last girl who kicked. Till the last part, that lady was not collaborative. She had her personal agenda. Now fair enough, people can have their personal agenda, but collaboration says, the real meaning of collaboration is that even if I have my personal agenda, for the larger interest of the team, I will keep my personal agenda aside and work for the larger interest of the team. That's when a team really starts performing, when each person is collaborative in nature. Are you getting the sense of why collaboration is so important? We really use the word collaboration pretty shallowly. We don't have the depth of the word collaboration. And most of the teams fail because their collaborative skills are really low. the personal agenda, and that's why the handling on conflicts in the storming stage by the leader becomes critically important. In fact, if you really look at the leader's role in the team formation is so critical, so critical. Okay, I hope you're getting the 4 C's of a great team leader, a team member, not a leader. Now, this member can definitely be a leader, but he needs to have these 4 C's in him: competent, committed, contributive, and collaborative. Now, let us look at how do we build a great team. 8 ways to build a great team. First is, as a leader of the team, as you understood that the leader's role is critically important, it is the leader's responsibility to create an environment for freedom of expression. When people are allowed to freely express whatever they want, even if it is the most difficult thing to say, if you can create an environment in the team that freedom of expression is there, anyone can say anything, that would be the first step to creating a wonderful team, a great team. Create that environment. It will require some skills for you to create that environment, especially handling conflicts effectively. Once you handle conflicts effectively, people will be freely speaking. Do you think so people talk in team meetings? I don't think so. Don't know most. There are only a few people who talk in the teams. So create an environment for freedom of expression. Second, obviously have a common goal, and how to how to deal with conflicts is you can keep on focusing on what is the common goal. Okay, the common goal plays an important part in creating a cohesion. If each person in the team understands what that common goal is, in the clipping it was to win the World Cup. That was the common goal. Till the last moment, when people are committed to the common goal and not their personal agenda, till that point of time, the team is still not a performing team. So have the common goal and keep on connecting people, team members to this common goal, to that common goal that you have created. Convert conflict into a cooperation. Conflict is bound to happen in team members, because when two people come, there is going to be difference of opinion. There are going to be this power kind of tussles in the team, and as a leader you need to effectively handle this and turn that conflict into cooperation. The conflict happens because they are in, actually if you really look, conflict is really important, because who do you conflict with? People whom you are related with. You don't have conflicts with people who are not related to you. And in the team members, and as a team member, obviously there is a relationship which is already there. It is an unsaid. We'll come to that the next stage. The next point is about that also. So convert that conflict. Whenever conflict happens, learn how you can convert that conflict into cooperation. Any conflict, when handled effectively, can be converted into cooperation. The conflict happens for a purpose in the team. So make the team understand that conflict is going to happen. How can they use the conflict to cooperation? Like in the clipping, when the person understood that my team member, it is me who was getting molested, not really, but actually feel, and that's when the conflict moved into cooperation. Clear? Deal with the tacit agreements. See, there are when I say tacit agreements, it means that there are a lot of unwritten, unspoken agreements in a team. So let us say that you signed on the dotted line when you got your job. You signed on the dotted line, right? Now you became a part of the larger team called the organization. Now, is it written that you have to work at your full capacity? You will be committed to the work. Did you sign on any agreement which says all these things, that you have to come on time, you will put in your best efforts, you will work collaboratively, you will work with the team, you will contribute. Nothing is all that sort is written. But hasn't that been agreed upon the moment you dotted, when you signed on the dotted line? Now, it is really important for the leader to sometimes bring these unspoken agreements on the table and to deal with them. Uh, are you getting? Tacit agreements are agreements which are not spoken but yet agreed upon. Identify when people start behaving differently, then these agreements need to be brought in on front of the table. There is a art of gentle confrontation. Bring that on the table and deal with the conflict and turn that disagreement into cooperation, turn that conflict into cooperation. I hope you getting the understanding of what tacit agreements are. These are agreements which are not spoken yet agreed upon. A lot of them are there when we work in the teams. Okay? And it's the leader's job to bring them on the table at times so that he can convert conflict into cooperation. Deal with assumptions. When we communicate, there are a lot of assumptions that we do. In a team, create an environment. How can you create an environment of freedom for expression is when you clarify communication and not just assume. If someone says something to you and you think that it's something different, please go back and clarify with that person. Is this what you said? Is this what you mean by what you said? Once the clarity is clear in the communication, then the conflicts will become lesser and you'll not assume and then create a conflict. So clarify communications, make people assertive. Typically, we are trained to be either passive or aggressive, submissive or aggressive. You know, we know how to function from one end of the pendulum. We'll be submissive in a particular place. And once that submission becomes so powerful, your pressure cooker becomes, the internal pressure builds up, then suddenly there is an explosion. The pressure cooker bursts and you move from submission to become aggressive. Now tell me, friends, the submission, we are clear that submission doesn't work, but do you think so aggression works? So it is said that assertion is to stand up for yourself without making other people wrong. And that's an art that you must learn to develop in team members. Let them be assertive, not aggressive. Aggression doesn't work nowhere. It may work for a very fraction of a time, but according to me, it doesn't work. It is only assertiveness that works in life. So learn to make people assertive in your teams so that they can express freely, focus on the common goal, and it becomes easy for you to turn the conflict into cooperation. Appreciation. This is so stingy in our world. We want to appreciate people. We think about it, but we don't really voice it out. So whenever you get the opportunity, the slightest opportunity, learn to appreciate team members. When they do something phenomenal, don't forget to appreciate them in that moment of time. Typically, appreciations are given after 6 months. There is one annual day on which people are appreciated by giving them gifts and incentives and whatnot. That appreciation really doesn't have great impact. But the appreciation that you give in the real moment of time, not 6 months down the line, has powerful impact. And all you have to say is appreciate the extraordinary work that that person has done or some great idea that that person has brought into the team. Whatever you feel, appreciate only if your heart allows you to do it. Remember, don't appreciate to manipulate. It is dangerous. You are not going to get the result you want if the appreciation is not clean. It's not from your heart, don't appreciate. Okay, it's perfectly okay. But if you do it with a clean heart. So learn to appreciate people and create that appreciate. It is said that There is a universal law which says what you sow is what you reap, and it comes back to you multiplied. So if you are looking for, every human being craves for appreciation. Is there any human being who doesn't crave for appreciation? So if people crave for appreciation, why not give it to them? And you as a leader must be responsible for creating that environment. Appreciate them so that that appreciation comes back to you multiplied. At every single opportunity, be clean in your appreciation. Be timely on your appreciation. And final thing, be open to honest feedback. You as a leader, if you create this environment of taking honest feedback, allowing people to give you the feedback so that you can grow from wherever you are. And that's the leader's responsibility. Leader is not a position, leader is a location to operate from. And if that leader is not open, because if you are open for that honest feedback, have these feedback sessions regularly in your team meetings and tell them to honestly give you the honest feedback. When I say honest feedback, the real word is criticism. Accept that word criticism. We have spoken about that in the excellence session. It is available free. Why not? All we have to do is reframe the word criticism in our minds. So have these open, honest feedback sessions as often as possible at a regular event, and create that powerful environment in the team to express, focusing on the common goals. When you are open for that criticism, you can easily handle conflict in the team, and you can turn around that conflict into cooperation. You will be able to deal with the unspoken, unwritten agreements, the tacit agreements, which are so critical to turn the conflict into cooperation. You will create a non-assumption kind of an environment where people learn to clarify their communication. People then automatically will learn to become assertive and not aggressive. And obviously, appreciation brings that whole environment. So it's the team spirit. It creates a kind of a spirit. Teamwork is about creating that team spirit. And all these 8 things, if you learn to apply, you will create a massive, amazing performing team with great spirit.